So I am here at the Sichuan House. Sichuan House. Authentic Chinese eats. Chinese. Yak, number. Well, I'm gonna have some Chinese food because it's like all this quarantine stuff. It's bad for the mental health. So I'm gonna treat myself with one dish today and then go to sleep or like go home and watch Netflix. Uh, First, I have to record where I am now, my odometer, so I can monitor. Blah blah. Yeah. Okay. Which one? 16, 48. I record all my like where I am just to record and remind myself of where I go, and then keeping track of the mileage, keeping track of the ha! Keeping track of my haircut. That's what I should keep in track of, and I need coffee. But anywho, I have here Lollipop Girl, the Lollipop Girl. We represent the Lollipop Girl. Maybe I should have a lavalier mic. See what happens. Well, hold on. So I got the microphone, but like if you look at it, it's just like a piece of napkin, and then like it's like a cat ear or whatever they call it, like ear muff to blunt out the wind and stuff. And I'll talk to him here. So this is very important so that you'd have a clear speaking voice when doing videos. So right now I'm just like waiting for them to cook my dishes, and I'll wait for them. I've been here before this pre-COVID thing. I think that's a big period of American life, culturally and historically. It's just like was this pre-COVID or post-COVID or like all that stuff? There's no post-COVID yet because there's no cure yet. So pre-COVID, history is refers to before all this happened. That's like pre-COVID. And now restaurants don't have to deal with like washing dishes anymore, big time, because everything is mostly to go. If you have dine-in, maybe it's hard, it's risky to do dine-in. I mean, people are attracted to dine-in, but most people, they just give it in a styrofoam. I mean, it's more pollutant. I think it's more pollutant because, like, if you take it to go, you gotta have a container. I mean, plastics and then styrofoam things. You gotta like give that out. Can't be like porcelain and all that stuff. I wonder how this like what's the deal like. I'm confused. That's why like most people don't get into politics because of all the things that you have to think about in politics, like all the economics, all the things that you have to make a move, budgeting and all that stuff. It's too complicated. Most people just like, man, leave me alone, dude. I'll vote and elect someone else that can do that job. That's why you elect officials so that they can do that problem. They worry about it. Well, like ordinary people, they just like want to work and do their thing. They don't want to do for someone else's thing. That's why, like, and then now they realize all these politicians, career politicians, are like, aha, I'm doing something for all y'all. So I'll pull out the magic trick under the table of like steal money, but in a technical legal way. Pork barreling and all that. I'm not saying all politicians do that, but like there is an opportunity, and then like when there's an opportunity, you know what happens. Hey, if you can legally get $1 million, because it's just like floating around there, a fund that's like no one's claiming. If you can legally do that, would you? I mean, I would, but I don't know how. but there are people who like like keep track of that stuff. Like there's funds. How do you do that? I mean, like for me, I'm not blaming anyone or like getting into politics, but like all that debacle about like federal money budget allocated for undocumented migrants or refugees. Okay, they're undocumented. So, A, who are they? B, where are they? Where are they? And C, who's stupid enough to like say, I'm the one who came in here illegally. Why do I speak that way? Well, I don't know. It's because I'm racist or a bigot, you know. But like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you migrated to a country and you're asking for refugee status or want to become part of the system, but you did it illegally through a circumstance. I'm sure you meant well, but you just don't have the means to do it at the time that you're given. Some of these migrant workers are like pressed for time. They don't have like 10,000 years to wait, so they have to go. So they went, and but once they come in, they're not gonna like admit, hey, yeah, I'm the guy, I'm the illegal one. They're not gonna do that. So now going back to the allocations, what do the politicians do, or the people who receive that money from the federal government, like do with that money allocated for those budgets? I mean, what do they do with it? I mean, they don't steal it, but they put it to use for that. I mean, like you have an office, and then you receive funds from like you help illegal immigrants, not illegal. Well, they're called illegal immigrants because they do illegal things. But you can also become PC and then call them undocumented because without them, there's a lot of like words. Yak, yak, yak. Oh, they just the Sichuan house just texted me. It says hello. Oh, but anyway, so what happens to those funds? I mean, no one's gonna line up and then say, "Yeah, I'm undocumented." Maybe there are a few, but like majority of them, they're not. They probably have secret, like they go to places, they talk, and then they pay cash and stuff. That's hard topic to talk about because you're talking about something you don't have data, you don't have an information. It's all like assumption. Me, I'm all just like assuming and basing it on human nature of like what would I do if I was in that position. So that's all my talking points are. It's what would I do if I were in that position. If I'm about to die, what would I do? If I'm in that pickle, how would I get out of it? Yeah, if there's like if you're an undocumented migrant worker or fleeing from you're a refugee, you're fleeing from like bad shit from where you're from, why would you declare yourself as the if you're a refugee and you got like granted refugee status, that's good. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like if you're not granted, it's like stay away. What do you do? But you have to stay away from where you ran away from. So you come in here, you're not gonna like admit like, yeah, I came in here illegally. You're not gonna do that. So what do? You wait until you find another opportunity. So what happens to those funds? Like, why do they even have like? Why do they allocate funds for that? Because you care about the entire world. Why? Two questions. I mean, I'm sure it's good to like take care of the entire world, become the big brother and all that stuff. But it's like, you know, uh, all this complex structure of society, everybody paying taxes. It's like, is that really your like responsibility? Is that the American people's? Oh, I honked the horn because I'm like cleaning the sign. But is that the responsibility of Americans, like me? I'm an American, to become responsible of the rest of the world when they themselves, the rest of the world, I know they don't have the means to do it, but and they need a little. I mean, it's confusing. They need a little upper hand, but they don't really like deal something with it. They don't make the necessary sacrifice to stop those bad things happening in their country. Kind of like I heard in Venezuela, it's all corrupt things. Why don't all the people unite and throw away their leadership that's like making it bad? Why don't they do that? Well, because they're scared of dying or doing that. But like, if dying is the sacrifice necessary in order to get rid of evil, then so be it. The next generation will you know will benefit from your sacrifice. But in the first place, why did you allow that to happen? Why did you elect that leadership? Why did you let? See, that's the problem. It's like it's all circular. Like, I know that, like, from studying politics and all that stuff, like, reading a book. Like, I'm not like, blah blah blah, suck and thumb. Uh, Good times create weak people because they're all like party. They're all being complacent and all like yeah. And so good times create weak people. Weak people create bad times. Bad times create strong people who don't want the bad times, so they figure out things. And bad strong people create good times, and the cycle goes again. So it's cyclical. You keep doing it. You keep doing it. It's cyclical. So nothing in this. It's philosophical. You can philosophize, but that's how it goes. The weak, uh, the weak will create bad times. Bad times will create the strong. The strong will create good times. Good times will create the weak. That's funny. That's stupid. So it should be like, once you get into the good times, sustain the good times by strong people, by get the intellectuals, get the people who like think about things. I guess that's what capitalism is. That's, I mean, like, in competition, there must always be some struggle going on. Competition. I'm just waiting for my food. I hope I get it early. Well, what are they doing? They're spraying themselves with like fumes to. Oh, good. Oh, I don't know. If I flip it, oh shit. See, that's what happened when I flipped the thing and then got away from the holder. That's the holder, and that's the Sichuan place. Sichuan place. Okay, it's off. So now I got the things that I ordered, dandan noodles, and then like the new dish that they have. Like, the waitress, her, suggested. I'm vlogging. that here, like, that girl, the pretty girl, suggested the dish that I ordered. I think it's called Double Trouble Chicken. Yeah, chicken and beef. Double Trouble. It's right here. Double Trouble Chicken and beef, and then the cold noodles. So the dandan noodles or garlic noodles, I always like eat that in Sichuan. It's like a staple Sichuan place. But it's raining and I gotta go. I got to go. So, okay, where's the lavalier thing? Because I'm going to drive back home and then eat this thing and edit my vlogs and